Hi everyone, my name is Ismail for Fit Today, Fit Tomorrow. Today we are going to talk about the ab wheel, the ab roller, Superman. It has so many names. To me, it is the master of core strength and the king of the abs. This is an equipment for a full body workout. The ab wheel will give you extreme core strength and it will develop your abs. But also with great power comes great responsibility. It is a piece of equipment that you really have to be careful because it can give you serious back injuries. Today, however, I'm going to go through with you the whole process of starting to use the ab wheel from beginner to very advanced. So if your goal is to achieve the full range of motion, today I'm going to show you one best technique you can use to achieve this in the shortest time possible. And we will also look at the biomechanics of the body, where to pay attention, how you are going to do this. So before starting to attempt rolling this ab wheel to a full range of motion, you should be able to do two exercises very well. One is the hollow body hold and the other is the plank. You should be able to hold both these exercises for not less than 25 seconds at a perfect form, because this will give you already the basic strength that you need to actually train the ab roller to achieve the full range of motion. So the technique I'm going to share with you today is a technique that will help you train with a full range of motion all the time. So when we talk about the full range of motion here, it means every time you roll out, you should stretch your hands for as far as they can go. Even if you are on your knees will always stay fixed on the same position, but then your hands have to be stretched fully to the maximum as you can. So from the knee position, eventually you're going to get stronger, and after that it becomes difficult to make the progression without actually lifting your knees. So today basically I will be showing you the technique that you can use without compromising your back after you have mastered the exercise rolling out from your knees. So let's get to the technique for today. What you're going to need is a pile of books. This is the best way to learn how to use the ab wheel to achieve the full range of motion. The benefit of using books is that it is easier to move from one progression to the other. This book is less in thickness compared to this one. So if I just want to move a very slight progression, I remove this one. If I feel strong enough to move further to the next progression, then I remove a much thicker book. So this is all you need to be able to train to get to the full range of motion. The weakest link with this exercise is your lower back. And for most people, it is difficult, especially to come back to the starting position, because your back is going to give up. So this will provide you with the support you need so as not to collapse in, so as to keep your back engaged and active, and you train those muscles slowly and slowly with the progressions. The beauty of using the books is that every time you go lower, you gain more strength around your weakest link, which is the lower back. What I recommend is that on top of the books you put a light object. In this case, I'm going to take this. It is a sponge, and at the back surface it's a little bit rough. So I'll put it on top of the books so that every time I roll out, the moment I feel this rough surface on the skin of my belly, I know I have reached the point of the progression that I'm working on today. So that's when I pull back up. So even if I collapse in, it's just a sponge that there will not really be a lot of support before I reach the hard surface. And in this case, I can still come back without losing the contraction of my muscles. So the most important for this way of learning the ab wheel is that when you roll out, you're still going to use your muscles to stop the movement, which means they are still working. And then when you pull back, opposed to some methods where you have to hit the ab wheel against the wall. In that case, your muscles are going to fully relax. So here, your muscles are engaged during the entire movement. How you are going to determine your progression, that is the level that you are going to train. Pile of books is positioned right around your waist. That supports the lower back, so that when you collapse in, it's your lower back that is protected. Keep track of how far you're going, because the point is not to rest on the hard surface every time you roll out. You should just come a few, because this is like 2 centimeters, just to help you to feel when you have to pull back up. So before you start to perform the exercise, it's very important that you are not on a slippery surface, because your feet shouldn't be moving. Of course, the ab wheel has to be on a surface that can move. When you keep your feet together, this makes the exercise a bit more challenging. And when you spread your feet a bit wider, this makes the exercise a little less harder. So remember, the whole point is not to fall on the hard surface every time you roll out. We are using it for safety. The whole point is to go until you feel this rough surface, or if you don't have a rough surface, you can just get a piece of cloth, make it wet, so that every time your skin touches the moisture, you feel it. The moment you feel this sponge or whatever you put on top, that is the moment you pull back. So I go down, I feel the sponge, and I come back up. I go down, I feel the sponge, and I come back up. Oh yes, this I feel it. So as you can see, I have to maintain the muscle contraction so as to be able to pull back without compromising my lower back. So once you master the first progression, let's say if you can do more than 5 reps, then you can consider removing one book, and then you go to the next one. So with this technique, you strengthen the weakest link in the entire movement, which is your back. So the benefit of this way of training the ab wheel is that this provides you guaranteed support that you'll never ever hurt your back. During the performance, if you fatigue along the last rep, you can't hold anymore, you just let go, you drop here, and your back is safe. So this is your body at a complete stretch. So these are your hands, this is your back, and these are your legs. So when you perform the movement, you start from this position. Your legs are fully straight, your back is completely straight as well, and this is the position of your arms. Okay, so the movement must begin from the arms. So you stretch your arms as far as you can go, making sure that your elbows are locked out. So at some point you reach a position where you cannot stretch them any longer. So the moment you reach the maximum, you're going to initiate the movement from your hips. So this is how it's going to go. So from your hips, the movement goes, and then again you reach a point where you cannot continue because your arms need to go longer. So then you stretch your arms a bit longer. So this is the point that if you start to feel your back is giving up, then you pull back. And when you pull it back still, you start first pull from your back up to a point you can't any further, then you start to pull from your arms up to this point, and then again from your back until you're back to the starting position. The movement has to focus on the lower back and your abs. So you pull this towards you while your body is going forward. Well, forward like this. So the pulling has to be like this. As you can see, my elbows are locked in during the entire movement. If you do this, you'll be working completely different muscles. So you have to work this. The movement has to come from your lat while you squeeze your abs as hard as you can. This is the movement. Pull here and then pull. So before you achieve the full range of motion, you are going to work on strengthening other supportive muscles that play a key role. We are talking about your lats, these guys here, and your arms for the straight arm strength. And this strength, you are going to achieve it by doing the pull-ups. If you don't have a bar at home, you can always substitute by using 2 chairs. So you should position yourself in front of the chairs for stability. So you lay in between the chairs, grab the top of the chairs, and then you stretch your body, the Australian pull-up. So this will help you to develop that lat strength you need for pulling. Here is a dipper. You can still do exactly the same as with the chairs. So you lay straight, and this one is much better because it gives you the full range of motion. Go as low as possible, pull, pull from this angle. This is not an exercise I would recommend you to perform after a heavy workout session. This in itself has to be a full workout routine because you are working more than 80% of your body. Before you start a full workout session dedicated to the ab wheel, it is very necessary you do warm up. You have to do some good shoulder mobility stretching. You can do this movement for a couple of reps and repeat it 2 to 3 sets. My name is Ismail. This is Fit Today, Fit Tomorrow. If you found the video useful, please subscribe, turn on your notifications. I upload a video once every week. See you at the next video.